Hello everyone, my name is Christine Onjiawani. I'm a refugee residing here in Bidibidi, Zone 1 in Yumbe District. I'm a journalist and I'm a mother of 3. I arrived here in Bidibidi in July 15th, 2016. And my arrival in Bidibidi marked the journey of depression and a pain for me as a mother and as a journalist. When I arrived here, I had lost every valuable property of mine in South Sudan in war. I actually fled here because of war. The media house I was working for was vandalized. Our station equipment was looted, and the journalists that we were working with fled different directions. Others ended up in Kenya, others ended up in Congo, others ended up in Uganda, others lost their lives. My period of depression started when I lost everything and I found myself in a hopeless situation in a strange land, without job, with a 5-month-old child, living. I don't even have the right words to describe the living condition I was living in Bidibidi, because I had no house, I had no clothes, I had nothing to sleep on, only what I received from UNHCR, a mat, a blanket, saucepan, and food. Thinking about what I lost and how I was going to raise my child and how I was going to live in Bidibidi was very painful for me. As years went by, foreign journalists came to cover stories about refugees in Bidibidi. By chance, I got to be interviewed by some of them as a source. But that also opened my eyes to do something about my career. I started exchanging contacts. Much as they were interviewing me, yes, I would comment, I would give my views on whatever information they wanted to know. But I used also that as a platform to sell myself. I'd always introduce myself as a journalist to them and make sure that any opportunity I had to interact with a journalist, I would get their contacts and I would share my contacts. That marked a beautiful beginning in my career. As these journalists went away, some reflected on me, remembered me in Bidibidi, and they kept communicating back through emails, calls, WhatsApp, and all that. And some were interested in writing stories about Bidibidi. Actually got serious with me and got in touch with me. Within no time, I started sharing even more story ideas. I started pitching stories from Bidibidi to them. As God was by my side, I had my first international story published. That was with the Irish Times. And my start with the Irish Times opened more doors for me. Many journalists came in from the Economist magazine, the New Humanitarian, the Christian Science Monitor, several others. I even got calls from people that I never knew to ask me to do things for them, research for university students and all that. So it opened a way for me in a way that when I started telling stories of refugees, I found healing. I was telling both positive and the pain. But as I was writing stories about refugees, I found in one way or the other I was connected to those stories, because as I was telling the stories of others, I was actually telling my own stories. So writing helped me recover from depression, from trauma, from pain. I started looking at life here in Bidi at a different angle. While many people thought of leaving Bidi to go and look for jobs in a better place, for me, Bidi is an opportunity. It's a place where I can make ends meet. I've worked here from 2016 as a freelance journalist. I've not been attached to any media, but I've been reporting stories from here. What I want to make out of this opportunity is that I want to be a better writer. I want to win accolades for my good writings. And I want many women to become writers, especially refugees like me, to write more stories about refugees. Because what the media is giving about refugees, the portrait of refugees, 90% of it, from my own analysis, is a negative one. Yet we have beautiful people, we have beautiful stories to tell about refugees. So I want many voices like me of women in Bidi. I hope to write a book. I hope to win an award for my stories. And if there are any journalists or anybody who would want to partner with me to make this a reality, you're welcome to join me. Yeah. And other journalists that have inspired me through their work, that I look to I look to them to be like them are two, and they inspire me a lot. There's one BBC journalist, Anderson Cooper, and Christian Amanpour. I admire these guys. I admire their work, and they inspire me. I want to be like them. And I pray one day to meet them. Thank you.